Welcome to part 7 of Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends Complete Edition Away playthrough. And as you see on the screen, yeah, I'm going to have to do this twice. But I'm only showing off the first 2 star requirements, and the second one I'm getting off screen because the third one actually, I'm getting off screen. Because the third one is easier to get than the first 2. And you kind of have to get all 3 in order to get the hypothetical route. The first 2 is the hard ones, primarily because of the fact that you have to go out of your way to get them in order for to proceed. So in other words, let's get started.
Well, Master Cao Cao, I hope this banquet, a symbol of my unconditional surrender, is to your liking. This will not do. We have run out of wine. I'll have more brought to you immediately. Please enjoy yourselves. This is what you wanted, right?
It will do, I suppose. Well then, it's time for us to join the party.
My lord! I expected some contrived little ploy. My life is in your hands, Dian Wei. Leave it to me!
Now it's time for us to get the hell out of Dodge. Because once again, we're in Jia Shu's Super Death Trap. And this is going to be a little bit tedious. And I'm going to tell you why. For starters, all of your troops are going to be taking fire damage from the start. And mind you, you're going to have to make sure that Dian Wei actually makes it to the exit. If he doesn't, mission failed, you lose. Same thing if you're playing as Dian Wei in your Cao Cao. Now, if this is 2-player, this ain't a problem, so long as you don't actually leave the place without Cao Amin and Cao Hong. And even then, even if you happen to find the 2, there is a good chance they could still die on the way out. So keep that in mind. Because the flames are getting way too intense, Cao Amin and Cao Hong will take damage, and if they take too much damage, they're as good as dead. So with that said, we're gonna have to go all the way around and make our way to those 2. We'll have to beat every single trap that is laid before me. And Cao Cao is, by the way, at level 50. So, yeah. Well, 49, actually, when he started this. So, yeah, Cao Cao is going to completely rain havoc on this whole entire mission. I would have gotten Dian Wei for this, because it'd have been a hell of a lot easier. The thing of the matter is, I chose Cao Cao because I thought, hey, I was going to fail and just get Cao Amin and Cao Hong killed, and I'll just save them with Dian Wei. It'll be no problem. I end up doing all 3 with Cao Cao. I end up doing all 3 star requirements with Cao Cao. So with that said, let's go on ahead and get rid of this Arbalist so that we can proceed further. And by the way, as we do this, Dian Wei would make a comment if he's the one fighting, or as if he's the one fighting, because sometimes he won't mention anything about the Arbalist. I've defeated them all, so it doesn't matter. It's these that are the problem.
What's all this now? Oh,
we're gonna have to go to the side of these statues and crush them. Cao Cao will be able to smack them a couple of times. Now see, if we weren't at level 50, these statues would be really hard to deal with. But we are, so here we are. Oh, and also, if we weren't at level 50, bear in mind one thing. Those statues hit you, yeah, you're gonna be taking some damage. Some serious damage.
My ambition cannot be stopped.
And folks, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you when I say fire damage in Dynasty Warriors 8 is terrible. Do not take fire damage whatsoever. So I'm just trying to destroy all the statues and make sure that I don't miss a single one, even though I probably did back there. No, I'm more than sure I missed one. I'll go back and get it. I'm just trying to... Oh! And I got shot in the face. See what I mean? Taking fire damage in this game is terrible. Because that took a speck of my health because of the fact I was at high defense. Well, I have high defense at level 50. Imagine if I was at, like, what, level 19, 18? I'll be close to death by now. This game will make it to where you will have to get at a high enough level to... Oh, there's another one right over there. See, I missed that one. But first, let me just make sure that nobody's killing Dian Wei.
Well done, my lord.
And more importantly, make sure that you get about 100 kills, because that will at least decrease Dian Wei's chances of not dying and you failing the mission entirely. Past me, don't go to the exit. Go to that statue. There we go. And now that we got the statue, let's continue on. Because we're not done just yet.
Now, let's see how you like the next step.
We still have ambush troops to deal with. And the only way to get rid of them is to take out the unit commanders. This honestly should not be hard, but the unit commanders tend to block, so that's why having a weapon with Cyclone is very good. As you can see there, chip damage is king. And I know there are some people angry that I'm practically got Cao with high enough Cyclone to do what I needed to do. But here's the thing.
They might be lost among these flames.
Oh wait, I can't get in
We
there.
have to save them.
I had to interrupt what I was saying because I
can't hold them
was
much
trying to see if I
longer.
could get into that door.
Forgive me.
I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to have to go all the way around. The long way, unfortunately.
They've got some
Right where those
dangerous
arbalists are.
I better focus on defeating the one controlling them.
And I can't go anywhere further without having to go through those arbalists. So let's just go on ahead and do that. But as I was saying, I had to take preparations and easily defeat Lu Bu because of the fact that I was trying to gun for the star requirement and I was playing this on normal. And as you saw in part 2 of the Shu playthrough, I got my ass severely kicked for being under-leveled. And it wasn't for the fact that I was
Look at all
not
of these
trying. Lu Bu caught me off guard and beat me within a half inch of my life. So there's that.
I see that trap was worthless.
And this maze right here that I'm circumventing, it's easy to get across this maze. Just don't fall into the poison pool. Yeah, that is poison down there, just in case you're wondering. And yeah, it will do poison damage. Now, here's the thing. You can go on and kill Zhang Jian if you want to. I recommend not doing that. Instead, here's how you get the star requirement. Forget that guy, and instead go here. You're going to kill every person that stands in your way. The flames are going to be much more intense, and more importantly, your health is going to, their health is going to plummet dramatically. So you have enough time to get to them, right? No. On harder difficulties, these guys will probably be dead by the time we get to the maze.
Won't forget this deed. Father,
So yeah,
apologies for this disgrace.
you can't even call a horse in this level, so bear that in mind.
Let's go, son.
They choose Dian Wei because Dian Wei can kill off enemies faster and quicker than Cao Cao, but I'm at a higher level. So I just proved you could do this with Cao Cao, no problem.
You will lend me a hand?
And normally, in the original version, you couldn't do this with Cao Cao, because Dian Wei's strength was probably needed to get rid of most of the officers.
This peril together.
And by the way, the flames would be too intense to where you wouldn't be able to save everyone.
Forgive me.
And that's basically the gist. Since we managed to save these two, we're going out there. At least I can give credit where credit is due. That Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends Complete Edition fixed the problem of not being able to save Cao Min and Cao Ong as Cao Cao. So at least I can give them that credit. On that note, let's go on ahead and kill Zhang Jian and get out of here. And finally get to freedom.
I'm pulling back.
And we're free!
Cao Cao!
My lord!
Dian Wei! Are you hurt? Dian Wei is.
This is nothing. I'm just glad to see you're all here. Now it's our turn, my lord.
You rat fool! You're too hurt to fight.
Your path, my lord, must not be impeded by anything. Come and get it. You won't lay a finger on my lord.
As a matter of fact,
My
there is
ambition
still
cannot
some
be
more
stopped.
level that
Master
we
Dian Wei.
have to do.
You cannot fight
We
a boss
still
without
have the rest of this stage, and getting our revenge on Shang Shu and Jia Shu, because both of them need to pay for what happened to Dian Wei.
Judging by the flames,
And what would have
I
happened to
assume
Cao
Zhang
Mi
Xiu
and
is
Cao
hiding
Ong
in the west.
if
First, we
I
must deal with
wasn't
the enemies
pursuing
outside the castle.
the first two star requirements, and I'm getting brain fart. Sorry about that. But whatever the case, we have to first take care of the enemies near the palace. That's the first thing we need to do. And now things are going to get a little bit more intricate. As in, you're going to have to go into
Zhang Xiu must have a reason
the
for remaining in his castle. We should observe things
hideaways
before
and,
recklessly
or should I say,
plunging
the
in.
fortresses, and take them all before the enemy shows up. And by enemy, I mean Liu Biao's forces. Now, Dian Wei is going to try to rush in like Leroy Jenkins and go completely after the bases.
A frontal assault would be
Now,
hard with
here's
the
the
gates
thing you
closed.
need to
Let's
understand.
search for another possible
Just
point of
because he
entry.
does that, does not mean that he's going to be safe. No, he's not, because chances are enemies will spawn and attack him. So, you still got to keep an eye on Dian Wei while you're investigating all of those camps that they have. So let's go on ahead and take them all,
Excellent fighting.
starting with this one, which, by the way, happens to reveal that Liu Biao is in fact responsible for this
Shouts from Liu
ambush
Biao.
plot
Things
that
are starting to
Zhang
change.
Shu set up.
He is working with Zhang
This ambush
Xiu to
plot that
attack
failed
us.
miserably.
That
And
means
by the
Liu
way,
Biao's
this would
main
be the
news is
last
already on
time
its way.
Liu
Zhang
Biao
Xiu is just trying
would
to buy himself
ever
some
come
time
after
until
Cao
it
Cao,
arrives.
because eventually
As
Cao
such,
Cao is going to have
how
a
about
memory,
we set a trap for
and
them
he's
instead?
going to come after
One
Liu
that will take out
Biao,
Zhang Xiu and
which
his
is what triggers
reinforcements at
the
the same time.
Battle of Chirbi, because of the fact that
But I'll make forth
yeah,
as a
he
man.
wasn't too thrilled of the fact of Liu Biao setting him up the way he did. at least this part is actually true, that Cao Cao and Liu Biao has had a rivalry. And unfortunately that rivalry ended with Liu Biao dying of illness and his son, Liu Sun, just handing over Jin without a fight, knowing full well that Cao Cao, by the time they come to Jing, is absolutely powerful and just nigh unstoppable. So yeah, there is that. Now all we have to do is play the waiting game. Just kill all the unit commanders that happen to be around the castle, and they will be blocking your troops from having your forces going into their camps. So it's best to get rid of as many officers and unit commanders as humanly possible, so that way all of your troops can hide in their designated spots. Cause this will lower morale. And if morale is lowered, y'all know what happens. The forces are weakened. But I had to kill those unit commanders because they were blocking the way of one of my guys. That's okay. We got this under control. Now then, we still have a little bit more left to go. So with that said, let's just wait for everybody to be in position, and soon Liu Biao's forces will be ready, willing and able to show up. And there they are.
Okay. Keep your men
And
hidden.
as soon as they
That
show
should
up,
finish our
we're murdering
preparations.
every last one
We
of
are
them.
ready to fight. Master Zhang
Every
Shou,
last
now is
one.
the time to take the offensive.
And Sang Shu set up the gate.
Excellent. Open the gates.
So now they're about to go after Cao Cao, and surprise! We about to mess these guys' whole career up. So let's end every last one of them. By the way, trying to go after third star requirements, it's pretty much the same thing except you just let Cao Min and Cao Ong die. So that's why I didn't really mention it. Because, yeah, you just have to let Cao Min and Cao Ong die, and that's all you have to do.
Destroy them.
This is pretty much the same thing, so what I am going to do, again, will show the results of what happens when you don't save them. So now that we've eliminated all these guys, all that's left is to take care of Shang Zhu himself, and, oh, first let's get rid of all the ambush troops, then let's get rid of Shang Zhu, then afterwards, Jia Shu himself. That would probably be it.
You sure know how to
So yeah, I actually seen one playthrough where
That was quite a
they
spectacle.
just
Truly
completely
amazing.
let everything fail, went after Jia Shu and just ended his life. And I've seen Darkside Phil's playthrough of this too. Him and Panda Lee trying to save Cao Min and Cao Ong, and ended up rage quitting in the middle of it because they couldn't get out of the castle in time.
truly are the one that will conquer this land.
Yeah, that was kind of a ass backwards playthrough of that. I only mention that because of the fact that, well, there are some good times that there are some times he actually does some very skillful things, and there's a lot of times he does some really stupid things. And that is all that needs to be said. So yeah, as far as my playthrough is concerned, I'm pretty sure that we're good to go as far as getting all the star requirements. Although, I should bring up the downside of not saving Cao Min and Cao Ong. Aside from the cutscene that's going to be happening at the end of this level, which we're about to get to, Cao Min, Cao Ong, and Dian Wei do not show up in later battles if you happen to get the other star requirement. Which is why the game expects you to play 2 playthroughs of this, one for the historical and one for the hypothetical. I went to Stage Select, which is how I got the first 2 stages. I mean the stars actually, not stages. Why I say stages? I went to stage 11, got the first 2 stars, and the last star I got off screen. And from there, it's going to continue on, but we're still going to go to the hypothetical route because I got all 3 stars from this stage. GSU is not going to be a problem because I am well over level for this. And you know what? I don't care if I'm over leveled. The thing of the matter is, difficulty matters in this game. And if you're over leveled, good. If you have Cyclone weapons, great. If you have Cyclone and Slash, even better. Because this game has no chill. And unfortunately, neither do I. And that is the end of the
Every
stage.
trap I set for him. I guess we have no choice but to resort to brute strength then. What?
Allow me to ask you one question. Do you die now for your master? Or has your loyalty always been to yourself, to your talent for strategy?
That is quite the loaded question. The latter. I have lived my life for my talent, for my genius. I could have done more, but I have no regrets. Come, I'm ready. Do it.
Very well then. Joshu, I ask that you use your talents in my service.
Are you serious?
Without Dian Wei, I would have certainly been dead. It would be a shame to waste such intellect. You fought most impressively, Dian Wei. You remind me of the legendary warriors of yore that I have read about. Allow me to ask you one question. Do you die now for your master? Or has your loyalty always been to yourself, to your talent for strategy?
That is quite the loaded question. The latter. I have lived my life for my talent, for my genius. I could have done more, but I have no regrets. Come, I'm ready. Do it.
Very well then. Joshu, I ask that you use your talents in my service.
Are you serious?
Without Dian Wei, I would have certainly been dead. It would be a shame to waste such intellect. You fought most impressively, Dian Wei. You remind me of the legendary warriors of yore that I have read about.
I've got to say, I'm feeling a bit lightheaded.
Hey!
Dian Wei!
Sorry, my lord. It looks like I'm finished.
Don't be ridiculous! I need you! I need your strength!
I'm happy to hear you say that.
Dian Wei!
And there you have it, folks. That is the end of this level. But because of the fact that I went there and allowed Dian Wei to die, which is something I was supposed to do, by the way, we are now going to be going to Xia P. I'm pretty sure you all know who's there. One last time, with feeling, we're gonna finally deal with that menace once and for all. Since we've already been through this dance basically almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times already? Jesus Christ, how many times do we have to keep beating this man's ass? How many times? Thankfully, this is the last time for real. Because unfortunately, the DLC does not have Lu Bu anywhere. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. But next episode is going to be Jia P. And it'll be the last time we see Lu Bu as a fightable character in this game for the rest of the game. Well, unless he shows up in DLC. If not, it literally will be the last time we'll be seeing this guy as a combatable character, because after all, he has his own kingdom. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, this is RVman985. See you all next time in Part 8 for the Battle of Jia P. Peace out.